Hello YouTube and welcome to Me and My Golf. We're your coaches Andy and Pierce, and it's time for another impact show, and today we have a beauty. Pierce, what are we talking about?
We do, Andy. We're going to be showing you how to swing like a tour pro using an alignment stick. Let's take charge of your game.
So welcome to this week's Impact Show. You've joined us here on the 10th at the beautiful Asprey. Pierce, it's been a while since we've been on this tee, hasn't it? I've missed this tee a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to wreck it soon, I'm sure, but yeah, it's nice to be here.
Yes, hope you had a fantastic weekend. Now look, we have a great show today. We're talking about the common things that a tour pro would do. Now before we get into that, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the website, meandmygolf.com. The whole month of August is all about on course and lowering your scores. Make sure you click on the iCard and go and start your free trial. Loads of great content, including a video series next week going live. You won't want to miss it. Now Pierce, the golf swing, look, we haven't got a particular method that we coach. There's lots of different ways to swing the golf club, but what we're going to do in this video is identify some of the common things that we see that the best players in the world do. And hopefully these things may benefit some of the viewers watching. And they're just guides, aren't they, really, of why, of what they do and how they can potentially help the golf swing.
We get so many questions all the time about golf swings of the tour pros. Obviously, it's what people want to aspire towards. Can they actually achieve what they do? You know, not in the entirety of a golf swing, no, but maybe certain, as you say, certain key aspects that we like to see. You can definitely transfer those into your game, can help you. Okay,
so let's start with the backswing. We're going to specifically start with the move away, Pierce. And this is something that we talk about so often with golfers. If they can start in the right way, it makes things so much easier, doesn't it?
It sure does, yeah. So look, let's just have a look at, we'll go down to the plane view here. This is what we use when we analyse someone's plane in the golf swing. And what we would see is this is a backswing where the club is on plane at waist high, what we call parallel point one. What we see with the best players in the world is generally they are here or ever so slightly outside of that. There are some that go well outside there, so they're either on plane or ever so slightly outside of that. It's very rare that we see a takeaway or a move away where the club head goes a long way inside. We're not saying you can't do this. Ray Floyd did it exceptionally well, but from here, the best players in the world will often see are either on plane or slightly above it.
Okay, yeah, so we talk about when the club is parallel to the ground, it's either parallel to the target line or just in front of the hands, isn't it?
It is, yeah, absolutely.
So look, again, it's not like, say, you don't have to swing like this. This is what we're just identifying the best players in the world are round about, aren't we, Pierce? Yeah, so we have a drill for this, yeah?
We do. So alignment stick, obviously, we've mentioned this already. So all we're going to do is we're going to place it underneath the handle of the golf club like so. You won't be hitting golf shots with this. This is to promote the movement that you desire. Well, notice I've got it alongside the sort of left side of my body, just below the belt in my case here. I've got very long legs. Some people it may be in a slightly different place. But what we're looking to do is when I take the club back is to keep this connection of the alignment stick across my body. So you can see here, parallel point one, when I've got the connection of the alignment stick on my body, we can see the club head is ever so slightly outside of the plane line. You know, if I go inside, I'm going to disconnect and move the alignment stick away. So what we're after is, can you move the alignment stick away connected, and then as you swing up from there, can you get this dragging motion where you actually get the alignment stick and drag it down the left leg. By doing this, we know that you're going to be getting that trait that the tour pros get.
Okay, so as soon as we disconnect that from the left side, it's going to give that club stuck behind the hands, which we don't generally like to see. Yeah, okay, let's take that away. Show us the swing then, Pierce. I know your swing is pretty similar to that, isn't it? You get the club a little bit more in front of the hands.
Something that you like to see. That's well, nice maybe. To say.
You swing like one.
All right, here we go. Yeah, you're right, absolutely. That's definitely something that I've worked at over the last couple of years.
And maybe that's why it works.
Oh, that one did work, didn't it? Right then, Andy, we've got the backswing how we would like it. Transition is the next phase. What do we see the best players do in transition?
Well, we see the best players, and we get asked this so much, Pierce, how do we shallow the golf club? So from the top of the golf swing, we see that the best players, first of all, they start with the ground up, and as they start with the ground up, we see that the club will shallow in the downswing. Very hard thing for people to do. We often see this steepness start to the downswing, which causes all sorts of striking problems and directioning problems as well.
Okay, so pretty simple then. So what we're going to do? You need that, obviously.
Alignment stick again. We're going to place it underneath the grip, so underneath the grip end of the club there.
So you could actually do the phase in the backswing, keep it in for this next part.
And combine it all if you want to. Right.
Again, so not hitting shots doing this.
I'm going to do your move that you did just demonstrate there, Pierce. So as I move away, I'm sliding it down the leg, swing to the top of the swing. Now from here, what we want to focus on is where the alignment stick points to. If I start steep, it's going to point down towards the ground, almost towards my toe line. Now what we want to focus, start with the lower body, but get the alignment stick actually to move out in front of my target line. You can see as I do this now, I'm still activating the legs, but from here now the alignment stick points over there and the club is shallowing out, and from there I can go ahead and rotate back to the golf ball.
And the good thing with this, you get two things. When you shallow the club on the way down, you actually put the club face generally in a good place. We can see the club face is in a good place because it makes the right wrist, what we call bow, a little bit more on the way down.
Or even my left wrist, Piers.
Oh, sorry, the left wrist, indeed
left
it is, yes. Of course, it's because I was looking from this view, obviously.
Okay, so I'm going to get that same feeling now without the alignment stick on there, back, get that same feeling of shallowing it. They can feel that butt end of the club pointing out there, Piers.
Nice.
I'm going to go a little slower in this one, just to see if I can create that feeling.
That's so it doesn't go too much past mine. That was a really good hit.
That was nice.
Excellent, very good.
So look, there are lots of weird and wonderful backswings out there on the PGA Tour, and like we said, Piers, there's not one swing that you need to do. But we see one thing in the downswing, Piers, that the majority of the players do, and they get very close to playing, don't they?
They are. They're very good at doing that. Now, we've got two ways of showing this off. We've got the plain view camera, and we've got the drone up in the sky as well, so if you're wondering what that noise was. So what we will see with those best players, we obviously spoke about it at point one, about being close or slightly outside the plane. On the way down, at what we call parallel point 3, we'll see that the club shaft is pretty much either on, slightly underneath it, or slightly above it. It will go very close to this. We see with amateurs they tend to be a little bit further away from it. With the best players, when they're getting slightly above the plane like that, we see a fade, generally speaking. If they're slightly underneath it, we'll see a little bit of a draw. Now, I think the good thing for this is, well, what can you learn from this? Well, if you are one of these guys who is really exaggerated in the downswing, for instance this one here being very much over the top, we can train with the use of the alignment stick a different delivery.
Okay.
So alignment stick on the ground like so, approximately 10 to 15 degrees right of my target line. So as we said, your downswing is a little bit more like this, exaggerated over the top. What we have to do is match up the alignment stick on the ground. So I'm working hard now to get this alignment stick to match up that stick on the ground in rehearsals, and then when I hit the golf shot.
And this is a feeling, you know, you getting the club feeling like it's a little bit more behind you on the way down will hopefully get you about close to that plane line. And like you say, this is just a training and a feeling, Piers, isn't it?
Indeed. We're not saying that you need to be 15 degrees behind that plane when you are striking the golf ball, because we don't want you there. We just don't want you here. We want you nearer the plane.
Okay, so for the guy who gets it stuck underneath, what do we want?
All we'll do with that is we'll just flip it over on the other side. So again, to get it maybe 10 or 15 degrees on the other side, like so. And then on the way down, we can then work more towards getting that club out in front.
Slightly more in front. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got one for each there, which is great.
We have got one for each. Shall
Okay.
I have a go at fixing the over the top?
Okay,
That'd be
let's
probably
give it
a
a
good one
shot,
to
yeah.
do, wouldn't it? Because we see a lot of that. So this is the one to fix the over the top. So as we said, a rehearsal, feeling this, the reel will probably be, it'll be near the plane. And you never know, Andy, I might get a little bit of a draw on this shot. That was about a 2-yard draw, I say.
I think you don't think you can do it much better than that, Piers.
Nice.
Very nice.
So Andy, we have done the backswing, the transition and approaching impact. We now need to talk about impact. And you know what, I mean, we see the best players in the world, they strike the golf ball so well. How do they do it?
Well, look, we see this so often amongst amateurs, Piers. They tend to struggle with this penetrating ball flight that we see the pros get, and also this ball followed by the turf, which every golfer is after that pure strike, aren't they? So look, let's talk a little bit about where we see the pros at impact, and specifically, Piers, more with an iron. Now, we know we want to hit the golf ball slightly on the way down with the iron, and what helps the pros do they get into a position where they are leaning the shaft forward at impact. Obviously the weight's on the lead side, but they get the shaft forward at impact, roughly where the grip is opposite the inside of their lead leg, Piers. And this is the same with the driver, just the nature of where the ball position is changes the delivery there. Now, if we can get the shaft leaning forward, this is going to help get a slightly descending blow, but also deal off the club slightly. We're going to get a little bit more speed off the ball, and we're also going to get a little bit more of a penetrating ball flight, which we're all after. We're all in that perfect shot, don't we, with the irons.
Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it, really? Okay, so you've got something going on the ground, obviously using the alignment stick. What's the drill?
Okay, so we've got 4 balls. The alignment stick is set up behind. We're going to literally move these 3 out the way. Don't need these. And we've got a very simple drill piece. All we're going to do here, I'm going to have a practice swing first. And look, to help us get this slightly downward hit on the golf ball, we're going to have a short practice swing, and then we're actually going to go fairly hard, but we're going to really feel as if we can almost delay the club head, where we get the shaft leaning forward. We're going to strike hopefully somewhere where that ball would be, and that's going to give us that downward strike. So from here, look, short backswing, lean the shaft forward, almost like a little punch shot. This ball's going to come out really low, but I'm going to get that downward strike and also deal off the club pitch.
So what would happen if you did something that we see normally,
if
where
I
we
early released here, I'm going to
down?
I'm going to hit that alignment stick.
So
there.
the objective is to definitely miss that alignment stick, isn't
So
it?
I'm just going to do a short little sort of
That's
chip
interesting
punch here.
because your ball position is quite forward there for your iron. Are you making that? Does that make it a little harder for you?
Definitely harder,
Okay,
yeah.
I like it.
And you can see there, I'm just sort of getting that feeling of delaying the club, leaning the shaft forward, and then I'm going to get into actually more of a powerful hit from there, Pierce, as well. So now I've got that feeling on the short ones. I don't want that in the way when I'm hitting the big ones, just in case. But it's a great way to train the short ones. And then from here now, same feeling.
Yeah.
Delaying that hit.
I love the way you're rehearsing these movements, and I think on the short one as well, particularly, holding the finish and getting feedback from that is a good thing to do as well. Yeah, very nice.
You can see a penetrating shot there, Pierce. Nice strike. I didn't want to spoil the tee here at the Asprey by taking too much turf. More of a brush on that one, but it was still hitting down.
But you are definitely hitting down on that. Okay. 4 simple things the players do, the best players in the world. Now, we're not saying that you need to do all of those and put those into your golf swing now, but definitely evaluate if any of those could help you and how easy it would be for you to put that into your game. And also, guys, what we'd like to do is leave a comment down below. Let us know what you want us to do in your game to help you this year, and also hit that subscribe button for more great videos like this every single week.
So remember, guys, for the whole month of August, our theme on the website is all about on course and lowering your scores. Pierce, what do they need to do?
What they need to do, Andy, is to go and click on that link in the corner, go to meandmygolf.com, take advantage of the 30-day free trial. We know you'll love it. We'll see you there.